This Zoom replay video was originally streamed spring 2020 and was presented by Pure Land Farms, Tibet House US, Menla Online. To learn more about upcoming online programs, please visit our website at menla.org.
What a great thing, Gela. This is the
Yes.
greatest Tummo teaching I ever had. Really, it's so great. I can't believe it.
Thank you.
366. Are we going to have a chance to look at Nasuchara Lungjongbe Ti? Sim Chukuchara Tigli Jongbe Ti.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Nibata Sumba.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah, can you translate that part a little bit? Then I will guide the meditation later.
Kugumindua.
Kogumindue.
But yay. She's so
Okay.
great.
So Sanjay Kedan Choji Chonam La Chanjo Sonam Ji Drola Penche Sanjay Drupal shows. So everybody can see that prayer, right? The prayer is on the booklet. Sanjay Chodan Chogi Chonam La Chancho Barto Dani Japsuchi Daki Jinso Jibi Sonamji Drola Penche Sanji Drupar Show Sanjay Chodan Chogi Chonam La Chancho Barto Dani Japsuchi Daki Jinso Jibi Sonamji Drola Penche Sanji Drupar Show. Okay, so let's do the visualization. Self-visualization as Vajravarahi. Self-visualization as Vajravarahi. To see your body as a Vajravarahi. You are free from physical substances, physical body manifesting in the body of light. Your body is made of light, hologram, and transparent. Your right hand is holding a curved knife that's symbolizing cutting the fear, anxiety, depression, all mental afflictions. Your left hand is holding a skull with a rakta, or with a red energy, which is symbolizing the blissful heat. In your arm, you have a Khatvanga. Khatvanga is symbolizing the liberation from three mental poisons: ignorance, attachment, and anger, and our original nature, our original state, Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Nirmanakaya, the body of infinite space. body of luminous joy, and the body of energy or light manifesting here and now. In your right side of your head, there is a boar head, a big head, symbolizing the complete awakeness, primordial awareness. Let your mind still in your body, in the body of light. Forget all your traumas and dramas, past bad memories. Now you are manifesting as a perfect deity, Vajravarahi. Above your head, there's a blue lotus, and there you can see the great Yuthok, the rainbow body master, unions with Vajravarahi or Vajrayogini. We receive the blessing of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Dakas and Dakinis, through the Yuthok and Vajravarahi. The blessing is dripping down as a white light. It fills our body. And now you visualize 5 chakras. Head chakra, it's called chakra of great bliss in white color. Throat chakra, it's called chakra of enjoyment, red color. Heart chakra is called chakra of all phenomena, blue color. Navel chakra is called chakra of manifestation, a chakra of reincarnation, yellow color. Base chakra, green color, the chakra of maintaining the great bliss. Now you visualize 3 channels. 2 lateral channels, they're connected to nostrils. And then in center body, there is the red channel. Normally, central channel is blue color, but in the Tummo is a red color because we are going to generate the Tummo fire inside of central channel. Central channel is beyond of color. It can manifest in any color according to your visualization. And now you focus on the 2 tigles that drop, the white drop, lunar energy. It's in the tip of central channel. Four fingers below your navel, there's the Tummo fire. A little red triangle. It looks like the tip of a needle, a copper needle. Red, hot, flamey. Om Vajra Guru Guna Siddhi Om. 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 Om Vajra Guru Guna Siddhi. When you think of the white tigre, the lunar drop in your head chakra, you feel that great bliss, ecstatic, orgasmic. When you think of the Tummo fire, you feel the heat and the energy. Now you slowly inhale from 2 nostrils and hold in your navel chakra, and your Tummo fire is stimulated by the breath. The more breath you hold, the more the heat increases. So let the Tummo heat arises every 4 fingers. It arises 4 fingers. So it means from the below the navel, tail navel, and then another 4 fingers, and then another 4 fingers, reaches to the heart chakra. You feel the heat in the heart chakra a little bit, and then it's rising up. You feel the heat in your throat chakra. Then the fire is shooting up, and finally it melts the white tigre, the white drop in our head. As the text says, like a butter in the sunlight, it starts to melt, melting down. Melting down the bliss, melting down the joy. And that little drop is the source of infinite joy, infinite bliss. You feel the joy in your head. You feel the detto, joyful heat in your head, dripping down. You feel the joyful heat in your throat chakra. Dripping into the heart chakra. You feel joyful heat. Every chakra intensifies. Visualization you coordinate with holding breath. Each time slowly inhale, deep inhalation, and then keep that breath with the Tummo fire. Each time you hold the breath, the Tummo fire is becoming stronger and stronger. You feel warm or joyful heat in your head chakra. You feel the joyful heat in your throat chakra. You feel the joyful heat in your heart chakra. You feel the joyful heat in your navel chakra. And now the white drop drips directly on the Tummo fire. That's like pouring the oil on the fire. Increases the fire, Tummo heat. Tummo fire becoming 100 times stronger, 1,000 times stronger. It melts more white drop, white tile. The more white tile dripping down, the more you feel the bliss and joy. ecstatic, orgasmic. You feel the extreme joy in the head chakra and the throat chakra. And joy and the heat and the head chakra, navel chakra, and the base chakra. You are made of light. You are the Vajravarahi. All your energy blockages, your sicknesses, bad karmas, everything burned by the Tummo fire. Entire your body is surrounded by the flame. It is called the flame of the wisdom. The fire of the wisdom. You feel the joyful heat. That wisdom fire even purifies the space where you live. All karmic substances get burned. All material things which exist, they are all transformed into the light. Inside is light, or outside is light. Inside is blissful, outside is blissful. If you need to experience more heat, you try to hold more your breath. If you have too much heat, don't hold your breath too much. Just do normal breathing. If the heat is disturbing you, let your mind focus on bliss. It is a blissful heat. If you just feel as a heat, it's disturbing. But when you see it's a nature, it's a blissful heat, then there are no discomfort feeling, no disturbances. The Tummo fire increases, becoming stronger and stronger, 100 times stronger, 1,000 times stronger. The more heat intensifies, the bliss intensifies. You feel that orgasmic experience in your central channel. Like light beam, which is full of bliss. You feel that orgasmic bliss in each of chakras. You feel the great bliss in your central channel. It means you feel that from your head to the genitals. So the breathing Tummo means you have to hold the breath. The breath travels from your lateral channels and they blow up. They are blowing the Tummo needle that increases the heat. The more heat increases, the more white drop will melt. But the white drop is infinite, it's endless. You know, it's like a magic drop. The more you melt it, the more comes, more comes. So if you do not get the heat, then you should do exercises. If you don't feel the heat in your head and in your throat, you hold your breath and you can move your head, turning your head one direction and then the other direction. If you don't feel the heat in your throat chakra, you shake your arms. If you don't feel the heat in your heart chakra, you shake your heart. If you don't feel the heat in your navel chakra, you turn your belly, churning the belly, rotating the belly. If you don't feel the heat and the bliss in the base chakra, you move your legs, extending and crossing like this the legs. So you guys learned 7 types of exercises, but basically there are 5 exercises for each chakras. If your mind is in the state of joyful heat, or if your mind is in the state of very hot bliss, very hot bliss, very hot bliss, then just contemplate on that hot bliss. If you don't feel the heat in your head, you just turn your head. You have to hold your breath, turning your head. If you don't feel the heat in your throat chakra, you do like this, shake your arms like this, and then both arms. If you don't feel the heat in your in the heart, then you have to shake your like this. Okay, that we do later. Okay, later a little bit. So we start with the holding breath. Through controlling our breath. From controlling our breath, we can stimulate. Through controlling the breath, we can stimulate the Tummo fire. And now let's do the expansion of so this part is called the mental Tummo, expansion of the central channel. Yesterday I told you our central channel is like thumb size. And now you imagine it's shrinking, it's becoming smaller like this. It's becoming smaller. And then even becoming smaller. And now you imagine your central channel is like a little thread. And now you imagine your central channel even becoming thinner and thinner. It's like a horsetail hair. And now you cut that horsehair 100 times. So that much thin, that much thin. You feel that very, very thin, kind of almost invisible thread as your central channel. That holds the bliss. Now you expand, make the central channel bigger. Like a horse hair, like a thread, like a pain, thumb size. Now it's the size of your wrist. Now size of like this. Now you can even enlarge it. You know, your central channel is out of your body. You are inside of your central channel. Central channel is like a tube, you know, it's coming out. And Vajravarahi is inside of this tube. So what do we have in the central channel? The blissful heat. That's almost like an atomic bomb, but in a good way, okay? The very powerful energy. The most powerful blissful heat. Or the most powerful orgasm. If you remember a very good orgasm, and make that orgasm 100 times stronger, 1,000 times stronger. And 1,000,000 times stronger. So that's why I'm saying it's like an atomic bomb. The bomb of the bliss, the bomb of the joy. It smashes everything, it transforms everything. All pain, all suffering, all anxiety, depression, doubt, fear, everything dissolves into the bliss. And your central channel is a giant tube that around you. It means you are in the state of 100% of bliss, including your body hair, your nails, your head hair, including your clothes, your ornaments, including the lotus flower where you are stepping. Everything is in a perfect, blissful heat. The Tummo fire and the white tile, white drop, they're completely infused now. The solar energy and the lunar energy, they're completely infused now. The most powerful infusion energy, infused energy. The heat burns everything. It transforms everything. And the bliss, that's our nature. That's our nature. Your entire body is in the central channel. Now you expand the central channel. Your room, your house is inside of central channel. So central channel is like an energy tube, it expands. Whatever includes inside, everything is burned. It's not burned becoming dust. It's burned, it means becoming the light. And it's not only a light, it's a blissful light. Even your house is having bliss. And that expands more, includes your family members, your friends, your social circles. Now you expand more and more and more. Houses, buildings, mountains, trees, flowers, a river, lake, ocean, and expanded until this our planet. Now you imagine our planet is blissing out. Seven billion humans are experiencing the ecstasy, the great bliss. Billions of animals, birds, fish. They are all having orgasm. The hot orgasm. The blissful heat. Where is the heat, there is a bliss. Where is the bliss, there is a heat. Entire the ocean is having bliss. The mountains, the land. And now it's expanding more, your central channel. It expands till the solar system. All stars are blissed out. Sun is blissed out. Moon is blissed out. Spirits, aliens, everybody is blissed out. It's expanding until our galaxy. Billions of stars are blissed out. The space is blissed out. The time is blissed out. All past is blissed out. All future is blissed out. In is blissful, out is blissful. Billions of stars are blissful. All sounds are blissed out. All colors, all forms, all sounds and musics, all kind of taste, smell, touch. The subject is blissful, object is blissful, a non-dual state is blissful. We were born with this great bliss. That's our original nature, organic nature. We always live with this great bliss. We will die with this great bliss. Samsara is made of great bliss. Nirvana is made of great bliss. This is called the Tantra continuation. Continuation of the original great bliss, organic great bliss. Authentic great bliss, without any modification, without any manipulation, without changing anything. It was started timelessly. We needed Yuthok's blessing to see and experience our original nature, our primordial state. To truly see who we are. Now you bring back your central channel from infinite space to the galaxy. From galaxy to our solar system to our planet, till our continent, till our city, till our house, till our room, till our body. And smaller, smaller, becoming the size of thumb. You see as Vajravarahi yourself, the size of central channel is like thumb, which is a field with white tigle. 100% organic bliss. 1,000 times stronger than your ordinary orgasm. Profound, luminous. Pervasive, powerful. And finally, you see the sun and the moon are completely unified, infused. Where is the heat, there is a bliss. Where is a bliss, there is a heat. There is no separation. Where is a white tigre, there is a red tigre. Where is a red tigre, there is a white tigre. Where is existence, there is a bliss. Where is space, there is a bliss. Where is time, there is a bliss. Where there is no time, there is bliss. Where is paradise, there is a bliss. Where is the hell, there is the bliss. And then Vajravarahi dissolves into central channel. The Guru Yuthok also dissolves in us. Everything dissolved into the Tummo fire. And then Tummo fire dissolves into infinite space. The timeless infinite space. Let your mind rest in non-duality. And now you come back as a dream. And you wake up, come back as your dream body, illusory body. And go on the Nyurtu da Tumum Nanjur Drupjur Nidrachi Chamaliba de Salam Bapasho. May I quickly achieve the state of Tummo Yoga, the state of Vajravarahi. And may I quickly become the Vajravarahi. And then once I become the Vajravarahi, I will help all sentient beings to bring into this state. Chancho Semcho Rinpoche Machipanam Checherchi. The precious bodhicitta, the ones not risen, may they will arise. Chibanyamba me pariankoni konta perasho. The ones already risen up, may they always will increase more and more. May the joy, the happiness, and the bliss will increase more and more and within all of us, in all humans, in all animals, in all spirits, in all sentient beings. Okay, good, thank you. So that's the complete guide of this Yuthok Tummo Yoga. Thank you. Professor, now it's your turn.
Mhm. Well, maybe we should take a short break.
Yeah, okay. 10 minutes of break.
Yeah, take a short break after that amazing meditation.
Okay.
Wow. Wow. You know, the people always ask, you know, when you fully, all the energy goes into central channel and there's no longer any ordinary respiration, no longer any ordinary breathing, then how do you survive? So that meditation where the whole, your central channel expands beyond the normal skin boundary of the body, that's really an interesting solution. I mean, even as a visualization, I'm saying. It's really, really interesting. Like a tukdam type of thing. Because people always wonder, like, how does the body survive when you go away in the gyulu, you know, the magic body? That's really something. Lotus. Okay, break.
Okay, in
Short
10
break.
minutes we'll come back. Okay.
Lotus.
Nice video.
Yeah, that was very good. I didn't know we had such a good video. I didn't
Yeah.
remember. I think it's been updated from
Amazing.
some earlier version. I really liked that. I thought it was great. I'm ready to go visit Tibet House. Except it's closed because of the virus, you know, in New York at the moment. And even Menla is more or less closed. So it's online. Here we are. This is it. And we're so honored to have you here, Gela. Gela, I was just reading in the back of the book. I have this question. Who is Choji Senge? This is...
Chuji Singye was a great Nyingma master who come from Kham and then stayed in Lhasa for many years.
I see. When's that? What century?
He was in Japori time, so late 18th, 19th century.
18th or 19th century. Wow.
Yeah.
Because he wrote this thing, this Yuthok Nyingtik, Yuthokrim Yeju, sold up, Shuso, at the very end of the book. And I thought it was so beautiful. That's what we did now, this Lula Dedre Baro Jinjilo, Ngagla Nuva Baro Jinjilo, Semla Togwa Chara Jinjilo, Zasam Kolongai Pawota, Kandomanam, Rawang Wanjote, Chada Tempo, Choking with the Zo. Sheba Dian Gawan Chana Bema Lai Memba, Urgen Tenzin Jazone, Urgen Tenzin Jazone. The Yaram Chemara, the Senda Kenton Jazone, Salam Dini Jizorim Negab Dita Go She, Gungor, Chusewe so. So that's a church Sengir, right?
Chuji Singye, yes.
And then, but who's Urgen, Malay member Urgen Tenzin Jazo?
He was the Lamempa. He was the doctor of His Holiness. Maybe Chuji Singye a little bit, should be 19th century.
19th century.
Yes,
wow. Yes. So then there's another Tenzin, Urgen Tenzin Gyatso.
Yes.
That's really great. I love that. Anyway, I'm sorry to read in Tibetan to others who don't know that, but it's kind of a prayer at the end of the wonderful book that Genla's organization in Tibet, the wonderful Ngagmang Petsok, Ngagmang Kangba, you know, which he printed this Yuthok Nyingtik, this wonderful book from which Genla drew this amazing image and amazing teaching that he's been giving us. And I'm realizing, because of looking at it, that we have another couple of Tummo's weekend retreats. Please, Gela, this is my kadak. This is my air kadak. Gela. This is my air kadak to you. I think we need, because there's, we have been doing And we're on the last session, except for James will do more wonderful things this afternoon. But we've been doing of the different things. You know, there's this body arising as a divine body, which is the instruction in how to purify the channels. You know, the subtle body is channels, energies, or people say winds, but that really just means energy, you know, movement, you know. So channels, winds, energies, and then the speech becomes a mantra, rises as a mantra, and that is the instruction in how to purify the energies that go in the channels. And then finally, mind dawning as the body of reality of Buddhahood. And that is the instruction of the purification of the drop, which Genla was just having us meditate, the drop of pure joy, of infinite joy in our own brain, slowly melting and dripping down in the central channel from the fire, from the female fire, the solar female fire, coming below the navel, the forefinger below the navel from the triangle of the Achung, the short Ah, you know. And so but really today I don't see I don't think we can do the Ngaksu Charwa, Lungjong Viti, and Sem Chukur Charwa, Tigla Jongviti, Sumle. This is, you know, I never saw this. It's just beautiful, amazing thing.
Yeah, Yuthok's teachings are very precise.
Amazing.
I think because he was a doctor, that's why he got used to make things very clear,
yes,
structured, and you know, precise.
Yeah, so body, speech, and mind, you know.
Yeah.
And the body becomes Nirmanakaya, you know. Speech becomes Sambhogakaya. And mind becomes the Dharmakaya, reality body. And then that relates to the waking state. And that relates to the sleeping, dreaming state. And that relates to the dreaming state. And that relates to the deep sleep, you know, orgasmic state, clear light state. You know, so everything fits. Ordinary reality, extraordinary reality, Buddha reality, even samsaric reality from the primordial beginning. It's just so incredible. What happened? Where did you go? Oh, Gela. There he is. So what I'm saying is, I'm hoping, Gela, we can continue like next month and then next month to do these further ones and enhance them bit by bit. In the meantime, people can be practicing, you know, this Lula Lakur Charwa, where the structure of the chakras can emerge as divine, arise as the divine body, and of course that means Nirmanakaya, you know, or magic body. That means, of course, in Tantra, you know, etc. But this will, I'm sure we'll get into that. So that's incredible. And Yella, I'm requesting you also to help. I want to translate this, if you allow. I need your help this next few pages.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
But only
so
I could not do it.
Yeah, it's like our so this completion stage is why it's called Sri Kayas.
Yes.
Nirmanakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Dharmakaya. Yeah. So those are body, speech, and mind.
Yes.
So when we say body, and in the Vajrayana, body is represented by channels.
Yes.
And so we have three main channels, and then three main channels, they have 72,000 branches.
Yes.
So right channel has 24,000 branches, left channel has 24,000, and central channel has 24,000 too. So altogether 72,000 channels. That's a rough counting. and
Right.
then they have more branches. So altogether is like we have millions of channels.
Yes, yes.
But they are like one big root, and from this root, like spreads all other channels.
Yes.
So that's why it's very interesting. Like medically, it's similar. We say that our body is made of blood vessels.
Yes.
So we have many blood vessels, and then
Yes.
plus if we count capillaries, we have
Yes.
billions of blood vessels, millions of blood vessels.
Yes.
So the idea is very similar. So that's why so purifying or training the channels, once we purified our channels or train the channels, which means we unblock the channel nodes, channel
Yeah.
nodes.
But again,
And then,
these are also nerve channels, not only blood channels, right?
yeah, nerve channels too. I'm just, the energetic channels are a little bit different, the physical. I'm just saying it's similar to like our blood vessels.
Right.
Yeah, blood vessels and
Right.
the nervous system. Yeah, similar.
Yes.
But here we are talking more energetic channels. So, our body is made of like millions of channels, and then the millions of channels, they are part of 72,000 channels, and then 72,000 channels, they are connected to 3 channels. But then the 3 channels, 2 lateral channels are connected with central channels. So that's why the central channel is the mother,
Yes.
the queen of the channels.
Yes.
So that one is the root of the channels.
Again,
And
I have a question. Can I ask one question just in relate to this? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, yes.
But I was thinking in visualizing as being, the Vajravarahi, that, the female can give milk from her breasts to the baby, right? The male has this useless titty here that does no, I don't know, it has beer in it or something. I don't know what it has. Doesn't have anything. But the female gives the white. So there's a white multiple channel. Is the white, what is the white multiple channels? So that means it's white, that's not blood that's coming out of there, it's milk.
Yeah.
So that relates to bone. Is that the lymph connected to what we call lymph, or what is that white channel? I'm sorry. How does that connect here?
No, in Tibetan, this white channel, normally the milk is connected with left channel, the kyangma.
Yes.
Roma is connected with the blood.
Right.
And the kyangma is connected producing the milk. Yeah.
Okay, milk. Right.
So that's why it's called from the kyangma, dawekam. Dawekam means the lunar energy.
Right.
So milk has lunar energy and blood has solar energy.
So that connects to the male semen, and it, like blood, the female has the fertility of the the egg, ovum thing, and the male has the semen. But then the milk from the female is so interesting. If you meditate yourself as the Vajravarahi, then you have to imagine that you have a breast. And that's kind of a challenge for habitual male, right? But it's very powerful, actually. So then that means the white energy is everywhere, not just in the testicles or in the brain, it's actually everywhere in the body. So that's all I just was asking you. I apologize for interrupting, but I wanted to ask you to
I think also
unpack the white element around the body.
Yeah, when we visualize the female deity, also there is what do you say, the maternal, I think the maternal love, maternal love is more like unconditional love.
Yes.
The mothers are connective, giving and loving and so on.
Yes.
Yeah, so that explains in the Mother Tantra, about, mothers, female deities, and many of these. So in this,
okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
In these channels, and also the name of all channels, they have female names, The central, like Roma, Uma, like central mother.
Yes.
Roma is the mother of the taste. Kyangma is the mother of stretch, the mother, something like this. They have ma,
I see.
Like mothers,
Yes.
And then most of the channels, they have female name. So, okay, our body is made of all those millions of channels, but the root is one. That's the central channel.
Yes.
And so here it says to purify that, the channels. And if we are able to purify the channels, then we can transform our body. So that's why then our body can manifest as a deity. So that's the body part. And then next one is the speech. So if we are able to purify our speech, then our ordinary speech will transform into the mantra. But then, so that's the next practice. And that part, then, we intensify the practices. And in this text, there is a breathing exercise, Om Mahung. Maybe at end we will do a little bit, it have to be in a dark room, in a very special, in a dark room for 7 days practice. So that's the training of the speech.
I see.
This one is similar in the Guya Samaja Tantra, Nga Win, Lu Win, Nga Win, Yel Win, Wimbasum, 3 isolations. This one is very similar, the Nga Win. I think, yeah, for me, that's why if you look very carefully, this Yuthok's Zorim Kusum Rangshar compared to the Guya Samaja Tantra, Zorim more or less the same.
Yes.
So the practice basically is the same,
It is. It is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. And there's
but then this one connects with the medical.
Yes,
so it connects to the body as it is. It's very direct in that sense, instead of separating into a separate body kind of thing. But you're actually
direct
inhabiting the body.
and
it's
simple.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the transforming our speech or the energy into the mantra. And then when we say body, speech, mind, so body is the physical body, so that can transform to the deity, but we have to purify, we have to work with our channels, thousands of channels. And then our speech can transform into the mantra. It means it means it's perfect energy or enlightened energy. So our ordinary energy can transform into the enlightened energy. And then in order to work with the mind, we have to work with the tigle, the drops, the tigles. And then to working with the tigle, so the main practice is karma mudra, the karma mudra, or also maha mudra. 2 mudras, we call 2 mudra practices. Those 2 mudras are specially connected with tigle. So Tummo is specially connected with the channels, and then the yoga, especially the Pumbhajan, the Vase yoga, chanting mantra is specially connected with the lung energy, and then the tigle is specially connected with karma mudra and the maha mudra. So the karma mudra, we use the tigle itself as a physical tigle, like in the medicine is more like our hormones. So we try to control the hormones, or we try to manage the hormones better way. And then somehow it's not the hormones are controlling us, we control the hormone. And then we can always release the good hormones, happy hormones, and that's why we're always happy. So that's the similar like tigle, when we work with the tigle in karma mudra. But then if we do something beyond of the tigle, the substances, and then we do the then we meditate only the mental level. So that's the mahamudra, that's the mahamudra practice.
Right.
So that's why the way how in the Yuthok talks about this transformation of the channels, transformation of energy, transformation of the tigle, it's very, very, very clear, So then normally we do a lot of yogic exercises. When we do yogic exercises, so they are kind of untie the channels one by one, And then also the chakras, they have many notes. Like according to Guya Samaja Tantra, there are 6 notes in the heart chakra, There are many notes. So it's very difficult to untie those knots. And then the interesting thing is here, so we do the meditation, and then in order to unblock the chakra, the channel knots in the chakras, we do the exercises.
Okay, so there are 7, there are 5 exercises for each chakra. For example, for the head one, we are turning the head. We have to hold the breath and then we are turning the head. And then for the neck one, we are shaking the arms. And then for the heart one, so we are shaking the heart. And then belly one, we are turning the belly. And then the genital chakra, we are opening and closing the legs, So yeah, and so then we kind of, through the yoga, we try to unblock the chakras. But the main part of the unblocking or purifying the channels is coming from this expansion of the central channel. So let's say, okay, there is a root, or there is a balloon, and this balloon has many thousands of little branches. But if the balloon itself, it completely expands. So all the little, how do you call, little, like the little branches, the balloon, it's fills with air and expands, like all little branches dissolve in one, right?
Yes.
So that's why this visualization is very interesting. That's why we expand our central channel. And the more we expand our central channel, the more we unblock like all channel knots. So that's the reason, So that's why this expansion of the central channel is very important. So we make it very thin, and then we expands. For example, when central channel is becoming like this size, so already the lateral channels are dissolved inside. When the central channel takes over our body, so all channels in our body, they are all like unblocked, They are all opened and they are kind of dissolved into the central channel. So this is the main reason why we call it forcefully and a smart way to untie all channels.
Fantastic.
Otherwise, we have to do hundreds of different types of yoga exercises.
Yes.
We have to untie here, and we do this exercise, and then here and this exercise. So that those ones are called the elaborated channel training. So we have to do many different exercises. Sometimes only the yoga itself takes many hours, performing just yoga itself. So this one, the yogas are used to unblocking the main channels, but then the real untying, real purifying the channels is used the visualization, the expansion of the central channel.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
So that's why here in the end of this text, it says, so at the end, our central channel is expanded until the edge of the sky, and to keep your lung, hold your breath, and meditate. Denam nyamselang bi luchikar chap tsagi chap tsatam chichin the parangsa troi nang tes.
Where is the galandi?
Page number 368.
68.
Yeah.
Lotus.
And then denam nyamselang bi luchikar chap tsichap. So wherever is your body, there is the channel. So sometimes we have the physical body, but we have also an energy body too, outside of this body. So, and Tsatam Chiltis, so wherever is your body, there is a channel. Tsatam Chilchin, Dupa Ransar Trolis, because when the central channel is completely expanded, then all channels are completely free from blockages. When I say not, it means blockages. All channels are completely free from blockages. And sigma may be changsam je dutsi kangnis, and inside it's a field. The pure nectars, the pure bodhicitta, and the pure tigle. Zongjin namto tamchil sagmil devara shatters. So all our dualistic vision, dualistic experiences, everything is dissolving into the endless bliss.
Sigma maybe Johnson. Sigma maybe Scotty, Sigma maybe.
Nigma mepa.
What?
Nigma. No dirt. no
filling with the nectar of the enlightenment spirit, the substantial one, right? So uncontaminated bliss, everything, all the false ideas of duality rise into bliss.
Yeah.
Dawn as bliss.
So that's why when you are in this state of expansion, so if you hear a sound is sound of bliss.
Yes.
If you see a color, or this is a sound of bliss. If you feel the heat or cold or wind or whatever, everything is in the state of bliss. Yeah.
Yes. So
through this practice, we can accomplish the 13 bhumis of Vajrayana. So this is the reason tendrel lula dikpi tokpa semlachar sangar lame je chachu tartupao.
Semlachar. Sangar lame je chachu tartupao. That's the ultimate distinctive excellence of the unexcelled secret mantra.
Tendrel lula dikpi tokpa semlachar. Can you explain?
Since the interconnection, the relativity is arranged within the body. Even the original body, it's arranged within there. Then realization dawns in the mind. And by that means, the secret mantra, unexcelled, distinctive excellence is consummated. Tartupaos. So this is the end of the instruction of purifying the channels. Rising as with the body of those beings, rising as the divine body, the Buddha divine body.
Okay, so is there any questions? Question and answer. Okay, what are the?
Okay.
Can you please repeat the chakras and what are they represent for the head, throat? Yeah, head chakra. Head chakra is the chakra of great bliss. And throat chakra is called enjoyment. Heart chakra is called chakra of all phenomena. It means all phenomena. Dualistic vision is starting from heart chakra. Navel chakra is called the chakra of
emanation.
Emanation or manifestation. Base chakra is called the chakra, the maintaining the bliss. So that's connected with the head chakra. You know, head chakra, base chakra, they're connected. One is producing the great bliss and one is holding the bliss. So, okay, I'm just checking the part of Q and A, okay? If you guys have questions, you put it there, so I'll try to answer quickly. Don't type long questions, please. I see a flame and a fire as fierce, powerful anger. Can the anger can be used, transform into? Yes, if you can control the anger is okay. Normally the anger can, in the beginning is like anger and stress, and then later can become the bliss. So if you are able to transform into bliss, it's really good. And so bliss is so gentle and calm. Yeah, normally bliss is gentle and calm, but then it will increase, you know, slowly. It's not you do once, so you get everything, okay? So is the great bliss and the primordial state? Yes, exactly the same. Primordial state of mind is the same. So that's why also when we talk about great perfection, Dzogpa Chenpo, you know Dzogpa Chenpo? We call it Öse Dewa Chenpo, Öse Dzogpa Chenpo, Öse Dewa Chenpo. So that's exactly the same. Different words, same meaning. If we practice Vajra position, does it influence preliminary yoga practice of Tummo? Yes, yeah. If you are doing Vajra position, that helps also to enhance Tummo practice. During the visualization of the expansion of the tube, okay, central channel, I began to shake and have almost muscles. Very interesting. Okay, as I told you, if you have the shaking symptoms, if it's a mild shaking is okay, but if shaking too much, don't focus too much, okay? You should not lose the control of shaking. And normally the shaking and muscle spasms, you know, those are the kind of signs that your practice is working. But if it's too much, you should not focus too much. You have to be careful. Is it weird to have past the fire recall in the middle of the meditation? Past the life, yeah. If you purify, you know, all your like karmas and karmic trace and all these things, then of course, yeah, it's normal. You know, you have better memory or better intuition and so on.
I have.
Okay. So
okay. I have a slight theory again. Like, can I say one thing about that?
Yes, please.
And that is that when you intensify your bliss, you sort of begin to be able to remember past life when you did suffer, because you remember that you were even having bliss back then, because bliss has always been the primordial case. So then naturally you will open up memories of past lives. Like Buddha under the tree, before enlightenment, he remembered infinite past lives because he saw he'd always been in the bliss. So he was no longer afraid of remembering them. I'm sorry, that's all. Just footnote. Okay. So that's normal, in other words. Okay, please.
Okay, so can I visualize myself as a Vajravarahi union with Yuthok? Yes, that's okay. When holding the breath during the main practice, is it okay to pull up the muscles? Like, yes, that I said yesterday already. Yes, you can do that. Actually, you should do it a little bit. Don't too much, but a little bit. Can you provide the reference in Kalachakra Tantra to this practice? Yeah, if you guys have received the Kalachakra teachings, empowerment, yeah, then the Kalachakra Tantra, I don't know which translation you have, that you can ask professor. But normally all the Anuttara Yoga Tantras, they talk the 6 yogas. And when we talk 6 yogas, Tummo is always the base.
Yes, it's the same.
Okay, then 20 minutes of day Vajra. Yes, that's good. Very good. What book is this? Which book? Okay, where may we learn more about the magic body? So that's, yeah, that should be maybe another teaching we will see in future. Magic body or illusory body. Yeah. But normally you see, you guys want to learn this one, that one, you know, many things. But if you have a very good base for Tummo, everything's very easy. Okay. Mm-hmm. We are talking 6 yogas, but Tummo is the first one. And if you have a very good foundation, others are easy. Yes. So if you don't have a good foundation with Tummo, then others are also not that effective. And the meditation you guided, are we to be doing the holding breath and releasing constantly without the breath? That's up to you. If you feel the heat and the bliss, you don't need to hold the breath. So if your experience is not strong enough, you hold the breath. When you hold the breath, and then when you're holding the breath, then you have a sensation of that your central channel is full, you know, so you have more like concentration. But holding breath give you more like heat and bliss experiences too. But meditation, sometimes you hold breath, sometimes you don't hold breath, okay? Alternating is always the best. Are there specific therapy for unblocking knots in the right channel? It's not called, how do you say, navel channel, not therapy. You have to do exercises. Knots in the right channel by the navel chakra. Then you have to do the one turning the belly, okay? So all the yoga exercises are used for unblocking the knots. Are we supposed to keep breathing in and making Tummo fire? I think that's, I said already. And then Ekaterina, thank you for giving us amazing teaching. I don't get a clear picture of how we should practice at home regularly. Yeah, like just I guided. Meditation that you guided today, and what to do if we want to do this practice in a retreat. Yeah, then you read the booklet. You have to do lots of yoga in the retreat. You know, you are learning yoga with Jempel Dorje. So, and also the Pumbachan itself, you have to do 100 times. So yoga takes a lot of time, okay? So when you are just doing daily based and you do more meditation, when you are in the retreat, you have to do yoga exercise. Each of these exercises, let's say like this, and then like this, and then you exhale, that's one. And then you do like this, then that, that's two. You should do 100 times of each exercises.
Right.
So what is the secret mantra? Mantra of what? Is not all meditations, they have mantras, okay? You are talking the Yuthok's mantra, Om Vajra Guru Guna Siddhihum. Okay, what are the 13 bhumis? 13 bhumis. In Sutra, there are 10 bhumis. Bhumi means the levels of meditations, okay? When you meditate, you reach the first level, second level, third. This in the sutra we have 10 bhumis.
10 bodhisattva bhumis, yes.
Yeah, 10 bodhisattva bhumis, and maybe later professor can explain that little bit. Vajrayana is 13 bhumis. How can we melt the snow? Yeah, that you have to meditate. Normally, to melting snow, it takes at least 7 days. You have to go to a very snow place, very cold place, without the heating, without warming your body, without having hot showers and so on. You train yourself, and you do a lot of the exercises and so on. So then you feel like your body is kind of you get used to the cold, And then once you feel that, then you go outside and you stay in the snow, and then you feel the heat is coming out your skin and pores and so on. So you can just melt the snow, okay?
Yeah, but that's like a side benefit. That's not the main goal. The goal is the internal melting.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So it's
yeah,
a side effect. It's a side effect.
Yeah, I think the young people, they like to do that, no? To make some yoga show, magic show. Actually, my teacher, the nun, she was really good for that. Okay, can you describe Tokpa? Tokpa is like a realization, mental realization, Tokpa.
Yeah.
And then is there a specific protector associated with Tummo practice? Protector is always Shanglun. Om Mahakala Irtamadisdahum Perana Siddhi Hum. Om Mahakala, it's Mahakala.
Om Mahakala.
Protector is Mahakala. Yeah. And if you do any other like protectors, Ekadzati, Palden Lamo, Rahula, you can do their practice too, okay? But Yoto Nyingti, especially, it's called the medicine Mahakala. What is the sensation? Maybe sensation. One is supposed to feel and cultivate in the belly during the supposed to feel or cultivating. I don't understand that question. And okay, so once you get the bliss happening the near and end of the meditation, can you or do you let go the drops in the heat, or just focus on the bliss? You should not separate the heat and the bliss. Okay, so that's why the most important is where is the bliss, there is the heat. Where is the heat, there is the bliss. You have to blend them together, infuse together. So at end, it have to be mixed together. That's why when you Tummo is very good. Also, when weather is hot, you feel externally your body is like becoming heat, and maybe you start to sweat. But if you are trained in the Tummo, that heat is not that disturbing. You feel this inner, very like a subtle, joyful heat. So what is the name of the text you are reading in Tibetan English title? Please give a reference. So this is, the book is Yuthok Nyingti. Yuthok Nyingti, okay, the Yuthok tradition, Yuthok Nyingti, we have only one book, okay, one text. And in this text, there all kind of practices are here. So like all in one, a very, very great text is like all in one, all kind of normally, in the Tibetan, I was trained in also many different other schools and practices. you know, each practice there is a text, and here, there, and another tradition, and this and that. It's a little bit complicated, but in the Yuthok, we have one text, one book. It's called the Yuthok Nyingti. In one book, you can find all kind of practices.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm saying Yuthok Nyingti is a non-sectarian. You know, it gives the practices from all schools: 6 yogas, Karma Mudra, Mahamudra, Ati Yoga, Dzogpa Chenpo, Ngondro, Kerim, and rituals, blessing, protector, you know, and training for the physicians to you know, to do the magic reading of the pulse and all these things.
Yes, can I make a footnote, Gela?
Yes.
The greatness of the Tibetan medical tradition is this. Imagine if you went to medical school in the West and you were told that in order to graduate from this school, you have to become a master yogi. You have to know Tummo. You have to be able to visualize medicine Buddha. You have to do medicine Buddha perfection sage, et cetera, et cetera. And that, you know, and instead of just anatomy, chemistry, et cetera, you have to learn all these internal things so that you yourself as a doctor become an instrument with clairvoyance and diagnosis and really almost supernormal way of reading the difficulty of the patient. And so that, you know, the primary medical instrument is the trained yogi doctor. Ideally, it doesn't mean that every single one is fully masters this, but every single one has to know this book and study it and work on it. And many of them, I think, like Menla, are simultaneously physicians and Ati Yoga teachers. Although I think there's not so many are real masters at both, which is why Menla is such a Rinpoche. That's a fact. Okay, but in the system as a whole of Tibet, that they had such a medical tradition, and that we should aspire to such a medical training ourselves in a really better, improved Western medicine, modern medicine. This is really, you know, overcoming the dogmas and the problems of materialism, commercialism, and all of this wrong things. You know, no cultivation even of compassion. You just do a Hippocratic oath at the end, you know, for a short ceremony, but no training in compassion, for example, not even that. And so that's where Tibetan cultural achievement is so important to the rest of the world. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Gela, please.
So in my experience, there is a strong chakra, like a heat, a vibration in the palm, and my hand is there. Yes. Chakra number 5 is, you know, 5 chakras are base. And then we can have 6 chakras, 7 chakras, 8 chakras. Actually, in the Yuthok, the final explanation, there are 8 chakras. 8 chakras are connected with 13 bhumis. And then in our, you know, palm and the soul and everywhere, there are many like kind of secondary chakras. Yes.
Yeah. Again, here's footnote. Chakras are software, not hardware or wetware. They're software. They're the way you program your amazing nervous system. And so you don't worry, like, is this really the thing? Or I heard another thing from another teaching, some yoga teaching, that there's a chakra over there or whatever. It's you create them through software instruction and programming from receiving teaching from a master guru like Menla. Okay? Excuse me, another footnote. Yes, Menla.
Then why would we unite, untie the knots concerning the channels and chakras? If we don't untie the knots, then we have all problems. We experience the sickness, we experience the, you know, it's like very interesting. Okay, when our body has a pain, so the channels are like blocked, that's causing the pain. But also mentally, you know, like mental traumas, they are like the knots, you know, we cannot untie them. If you're able to untie them, we are free from all mental, you know, concept and mental problems. Do you understand? All problems are caused by the channel knots. Channels, they have knots, and then energy is blocked, and then mind is unhappy. So if you untie the channels, then energy flows, and then mind is free. Can we untie the knots channels through the meditative insight and the psychotherapy as well as yogic exercise? Yeah, there are some yogic exercises, yes, and also some meditations, yes. But then maybe the meditations, this one like expansion of the entire universe, it's a very powerful way, Sometimes we have body channels here, the ones inside, and sometimes the energy channels are externally too. Of course, if you do yogic exercise, it is helping, untie the knots, something, but not complete. So during the expansion of the central channel, is there still a particular visualization of the flame expanding too? Yeah, infusion. So let's put it this way. Okay, let put it here. So here I have water, and then inside here I put maybe, I don't know, red ink or blood, Then the blood and water, they are completely infused, okay? Red ink and transparent water, they are completely infused. That's the central, this is the central channel. So first we make sure that here the tigle is dripping and it fills entire central channel, The fire goes up, it fills completely. Once it's filled, then we expand, okay? Then we expand. If you want to spend with Vajravara, his body, you can expand with your body too, but normally it goes the channel itself. And so that's why that infusion of solar and lunar energy is the blissful heat or the hot orgasm. Detul rangbar. Rangbar means self-blazing. So when you expand that, you're expanding this detul, I've been practicing Guru Yoga daily since our retreat, Menla, 3 months ago. Should I bring this Tummo practice, my daily practice? Right? Okay, then you can do, after Guru Yoga, you can do the Tummo. Okay? So it's great. Yeah. If you are doing Guru Yoga. Hello, Brian. Are you doing well? I think I need to answer something you in the Facebook, but sometimes there are too many things, then I miss. Okay, and so is it okay to feel intense heat and the sweat a lot suddenly when the central channel? Yeah, it's normal. In the beginning, we can have many different symptoms or reactions. It can be very individual question. But if anything is not really disturbing you, it's under your control, it's okay. If something is beyond of your control, then you have to be careful. And then don't, keep meditating. Sometimes also you can interrupt if it's really disturbing you, okay? And then I touched my face by accident and start to feel a lot of energy channels there. It feel good, but should we avoid touching our bodies? It's okay. You can touch your body sometimes. And can you please quickly describe the picture left? But what? Picture left is a Towo Roza. What?
Roza, to Roza. I think he's saying he's heard something about to Roza. Mindu.
Picture left of what? Efuga.
Refuge. It means refuge and bodhicitta.
And?
I don't know what picture he means, actually. And then he mentions Towo Roza.
Okay, sorry, I don't understand the question.
Yeah.
Is expanding central channel is a cause for pure view? Of course. Because then also equanimity, equanimity. And feeling others as ourselves, and there's no separation. And normally our main problem is Dangzin. Dangzin is self-aggressiving. So when we see ourselves in a very, very strong way, and then also we see others a very, very strong way. So the division, the separation of subject and objects are so solid and so strong. And then with these, and we start to generate attachment or aversion. So then we become very bipolar, you know, in samsara, right? But when you expand your central channel, you see like all sentient beings are becoming like you, and everybody is having the same like a blissful heat and so on, and then there is no separation, right? Then this your dharmzen, the self grasping, is becoming dharme, you know, non-self. When the white tigla melts with the fire, white tigla melts with fire completely. Yeah, before you expand, when you feel the bliss in your central channel. During Tummo visualization after central channel expansion, saw lots of blue around me. Is there any?
Very good.
Yeah, that's the
Good.
That's the blue is the heart chakra.
Yes.
So sometimes
Wonderful.
we can have visions with lights. Yeah,
Oh,
deep calm, also lots of tears coming up during the practice, not having been able to identify the true nature before, except the rare spontaneous occasions. Very good, very good. Normally, when you have experience of your organic origin, you are really the pure origin of yourself, it's normal you cry. Good sign. Where may I learn the more about this? 212 auspicious signs that Mayor mentioned earlier in this class 1. Professor, did you mention that 212?
112 signs, yeah, that's in that's one of the 7 things of the Sambhogakaya, the body of enjoyment.
Ah, yes. Yeah,
but here I have this book. If you can read it, it looks like a mirror reflection. Is wrong. I don't know why. It's a Tsongkhapa's great book that I translated called Brilliantly Illuminating Lamp of the 5 Stages. And it's published by Wisdom Publication. Look it up.
Rimna, yeah.
Brilliantly Illuminating Lamp of the 5 Stages by Tsongkhapa, translated by me.
That's a Sangdu Rimna, right? The Rimna, 5 stages.
Yeah, Rimna Sedun.
Oh, that is, okay. Oh, thank you so much, Professor, translating that. So that is one of the best, really in Tibetan tradition, the commentary on the Anuttara Yoga Tantra. Okay, this book, Rimna Sadran, is so famous. So if you guys read that, you understand that, then you really get the image of what is Anuttara Yoga Tantra. So I personally used to read and study so many things, so many things.
Yes.
But this text really enlightened me, theoretically. But then in the Yuthok's practice, it's proved.
Yes, so Yuthok text is the quintessential. It's quintessential Yuthok text. This is expanding the detail.
Yes.
When you want to know like enormous detail, and so it's a work to study, but very helpful if you have that kind of affinity. But that's not contradictory in any way. It's completely fits together, 100%.
Exactly. So that's why sometimes when I meet Gelugpa friends, I always say Yuthok Nyingtik's Dorm is similar to Rimna Sadran, Rimna.
Yes.
Also in the Rimna, there are 3, Nga Wemba, Lu Wemba, Yel Wemba.
Yes.
So Nga Wemba is exactly the same practice like this, but we do in the darkness,
Yes.
So
that's really cool. Yes.
So, maybe some people are expecting that Tummo teaching more with detailed explanations, Anuttara Yoga. If you guys are very intellectual and you want to know more theories, many detailed, please read that book, okay? That book is really the best.
Mm-hmm.
But then sometimes, very detailed, the explanations are not so easy to put in the practice. So if you want to find something practical thing we have here. But if you are intellectual, you really want to dig and understand more things, please read that book.
Right. But you cannot, what Genla said about your homework and your long-term retreat at home, what James Bae Dr. James Bae, Janpa Dorji, is teaching you, if you can maintain that at a younger age, like most of you are, that's treasure. That's absolutely, that goes together. It goes from one end to the other, the Tibetan thing. But that's the foundation. Moving your belly and your chest and arms and head and neck, that's you do it.
Hi, Alexander Sutton. What do you mean yogic running technique?
Well.
Okay. The Gangjo, the speedy walk.
Gangjo,
speedy walk. Yeah, that normally this speedy walk, there are a few different things. One is if you do any deity yoga practices, you can get that as a common siddhi, okay? Just doing like Vajrakilaya, Chakra Samvara, whatever deity, if you do many months of deity practice, sometimes Gangjo comes as a supernatural power. And then sometimes you have to do the lots of Pumbhajan, because Pumbhajan make your body very light, you know. You make your body very light. So normally the speedy running, yogic running or speedy walk, Gangjo means speedy feet, you know, speedy foot, speedy feet. That comes when your Pumbhajan is really, really good, okay? And then there is also some magic powders, you know, you make some pills and then the decoction you put under your feet and then you can do that. And for example, in the Yuthok's biography, Yuthok was in India, so he walked from India to Tibet in 1 day, okay? In 1 day.
Oh, wow.
In 1 day. And then Yuthok said, if
really?
I will tell Tibetans I walked 1 day from India to Tibet, he said the Tibetans will not believe. That's why he took a flower in India, I don't know, somewhere in Varanasi or somewhere. And then he walked, in the evening he was in Tibet. So he showed the flower.
Oh, that's great. That's Yuthok younger?
Yes, Yuthok.
The younger one. Oh, okay.
And then a little cleaning and not wanting to come back to the narrow central channel. Okay, please come back from the narrow central channel, okay? You should not, how do you say, expand it and then, oh, it's so good, I don't want to come back. We have to get used in both ways, you know, get both ways, okay? Otherwise, you know, we say, oh, this is good, I want, this is not good, I don't want. You see, that's our problem, you know, receiving and rejecting, you know, that's our problem, receiving, rejecting. So if you expand it, you have the big bliss and you have centralized, you know, you are central channel, that's essence of everything. So you have to do both ways. That's very important.
So you need
like our muscle training. Our muscle training, only extending is not okay. You have to do this too, you know. If you do this and then it helps you to opening more, okay?
Yeah, and then you need emptiness. You need to deepen emptiness all the time, even expanding and contracting both. And emptiness will enable you not to get stuck in the expanded state.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the 10 signs of Dzogchen, I'll tell you later. The book you mentioned before. And can you tell us more about during dark retreat, please, how to do it?
Timrim mendrogala. Duba karta. Migyu duba.
Aversion to holding the breath, any comment, please? So if you have difficulties of holding the breath, you just don't hold, okay? It's not necessary everybody have to do it. Some people just contemplating with the mental itself, it's enough. Some people, they need to do 3 of them. Some people, they need to mainly do exercise. So if you can do it, you don't need to do it by force. Is okay to practice Tummo every day? Yes, of course. Please do it every day, 30 to 45 minutes. Is it okay? I did the Tummo practice and my menses stopped for several months. Then you should do the compress. Okay, you should do warm compress and oil massage. I have been practicing Guru Yoga daily since 3 months ago. Should I bring this Tummo practice into daily practice? Yes, I said yes. Did you hear me? Yes, please. First, finish the Guru Yoga, and then you make at least a short Tummo. Actually, Guru Yoga Tummo, you have, if you do the outer Guru Yoga, you have Yuthok here, then you are receiving 4 empowerments. Once you receive 4 empowerments, then later you can transform into the Vajra Varahi directly. So you can combine it. And then when we expand the central channel size of universe, do we continue holding our breath? Hello, Maxim, are you listening to me? I said holding breath is up to you. If you feel the heat and the bliss, you don't need to hold much. If you do not have many experiences, then you hold the breath, okay? So then I said that the key point is alternate. You always alternate. You hold and don't hold and don't hold and hold. What do you think about creating a group of online Tummo practice after this retreat? Could you lead the meditation, for example, once a week? That I can't promise now because I have ongoing medicine classes. This is not good, I promise, and then not, I cannot, if I cannot join it. But I think, yeah, maybe we should, I will think. Maybe we do like this, yeah, create a group. And so it should be guided by Jampal Dorje, James Bae, if he has time. And then if he has question, he can ask me, okay? So I'm sorry because I have already so many other things, and people are always writing to me. Even in the group, there are some groups, I often tell people, ask me in the group. They don't ask me in the group. They ask me privately. So that's why sometimes I get stuck with the questions. So that's why I have to untie my notes. And when I untie my notes, my channel expands in universe. Then I answer with bliss. But sometimes they receive, sometimes they don't receive. Then they say, "Oh, why you don't answer?" And I answered you already, but you didn't get me.
But yeah, we could have another retreat like once a month. We could do something like this and take the next step, and then people can keep going with James in between. We can do that.
Okay, yeah, we will discuss.
I have kadak here, air kadak. I am doing kadak.
So yeah, with Nejang Yoga is connected with Kala Chakra Tantra. Nejang Yoga is especially cleaning the channels, opening the channels. Yes. So do we eventually merge to the red and white drops at the heart? So if so, when do we begin to do so? It's not in the heart. This one dripping down and fire is burning up, and up and down, up and down, up and down, and then central channel, they are mixed together, okay? But mixing the heart chakra, that's with clear light practice. With Tummo, just it mix with central channel, that's enough. And then, which are the 6 knots in the heart, the specific way work to release them? Yeah, those 6 knots are connected with 6 root mental afflictions. One is including doubt. Okay, 6 6 root kleshas. How do we continue if I could not feel the heat and bliss or during the meditation earlier? And then you focus on the yoga. You have to do exercise, then at least you feel the heat. Do you understand? You have to feel the heat. And then the more you feel the heat, you more purify your channel, and then you feel the bliss. So just the sitting meditation is not working. You have to do the physical exercises. Also doing exercise itself is not working. You have to combine together. How do you spell gumi? What you mean, gumi? Gumi Tokpa.
How do you spell gumi and Tokpa? Gumi, I don't know gumi.
Gumi doesn't sound like a, maybe Mitopa. Mitopa means non-dual. Mi Tokpa.
Gumi, I don't know what is
what
Gumi.
is the feeling
What is
I'm
realization?
supposed to experience during
Gumi.
what is the feeling I'm supposed to experience during the waist breath? Yeah, waist breath, you feel the freedom and the bliss. I have a question. Okay, Professor, it's a question for you.
That's a big question.
Yeah.
Well, I see that yesterday, break free of the iron cage of self-confinement. That now you're talking there about the wisdom practice, and this involves dealing with studying the writing of Nagarjuna, and that's what Dalai Lama talks about, the analytic thing, and looking into the meditation of selflessness, and you know, in a way, the breaking free thing is it's more like you have to discover what is the iron cage of self-confinement. In other words, you have to look at it and see what you can find inside yourself that is real. In other words, the whole problem of self-centeredness has to do with a false wiring, which is the ignorance wiring inside the self about the sort of absolute fixity of the self-identity. And the Buddhist tradition, psychological, scientific tradition is unmatched in its methods of looking for that. Because the only way to break free of it is to look at it and then realize it is only an illusory habit. And there is no such thing as a real cage of self-confinement. In other words, it's an illusory, it's like someone who is, it's like creating a shell around yourself that you think is protecting you, but actually it's not at all. And there's really nothing there that really protects you. And then, but you could, by saying that, well, I feel it's there and I have to break out of it, that doesn't work. But what you have to do is you have to look for it. And then when you see through it, by looking for it with full effort, and with the help of Nagarjuna and company all the way down the thousands of years of many different methods, then you will see that you are more free than you thought. And then it kind of gradually melts away on its own. And that's one direction, the wisdom direction. The other direction is any kind of practices that invoke compassion and love. You know, the Bodhisattva mind, Shanti Deva's great book, The Guide to the Bodhisattva Way of Life, and patience is there, generosity is there. Generosity is where you open your sense of possessiveness about things. And that opens you, as a sort of interactive thing with other people. And you develop a more loving, more self-controlled about your anger and irritation, more ethical, meaning more aware of what other people are, how they're reacting to you, what you're doing, more sensitive about them, more imagining how you look to them, this sort of thing, overcoming self-cherishing. His Holiness has so many teachings on compassion that are so effective. And that's another way of melting down the cage of self-confinement, what you call the iron cage of self-confinement. So you come at it from two ways. The wisdom way is you look at the habitual self-identity critically, and you see through its fake pretensions that it's the real you, and you find out that the real you is different from what you habitually were thinking it was, what you were brainwashed to think you are. And that's the wisdom way. And then the compassion way is kind of in action and in attitude, where you start being more friendly, you cultivate patience and being ethical and being generous, and you slowly do that, So those are the two ways of going at it. But the fact that you're writing this shows that you're already on your way about that. And then those are the essential foundations of being able to succeed easily in Tummo practice and this sort of thing. If someone goes into things like Tummo practice and sort of releasing deeper energies inside the system, but yet still have a very fragile and rigid sense of self-identity, and wanting to kind of be more powerful in a very self-centered way, this will be harmful. And this is the reason why Tantra is called secret. It's not called secret because there's some creepy business that's going on behind the scenes or something like that. That's not the reason. It's called secret because someone who has a rigid selfishness and self-centeredness, and they think, I'm going to be more powerful as a self-centered person, and I'm going to manipulate other people, and I'm going to do this and that and the other, then that actually will backfire on them, and they will hurt themselves. And that's for that reason it is a secret. So once you have working toward being more aware of the self-mutability, the transformability of the self. Because you see, you can't succeed even in the secret tantric practices, which have to do, as Genla said very carefully, with transformation. How can you transform yourself if you think you have a rigid nature and you're just rigidly you and you're not like them? Like a male person thinks, I'm really male, I'm rigidly male. They couldn't visualize themselves as a female. That means really think about how your chest feels, how your genital chakra feels in a different shape. If you have rigid thing about you can't do that. So you won't succeed anyway, and also you might hurt yourself. So that's the whole only reason for secret. Buddha would have been happy to teach the supremest unexcelled teaching to everybody if it would help them. Oh, is that Gesar? The Gesar,
Gesar.
Gesar, this is Genla. Oh, hello, Gesar. Tassidele. Very nice. Gesar is great Tibetan hero. You have to know Gesar, warrior. Wonderful. Amdo. Gesar. How are you, Gesar? Gesar, are you Amdova? Are you think of yourself as Amdova, like an Amdo person, or are you a Burpa? Burpa. Oh, the Amdova. Very good. Wonderful. That's really great. That is great. Really good, Gela. And you have other boy. What's his name, the other one?
Ewam.
Sewang?
That's a tantric name. Ewam.
Oh, Ewam. Oh, that's right. You told me that. Yes, Ewam. That's the greatest tantric name. Yes, Ewam. Yes. A is a female and Wam is a male. Ewam.
Here is Ewam.
Oh, hey, Ewam. How are you?
I'm fine.
Tascitele. Parla italiano? Tu parlas italiano? See?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. I don't, but I like it. Italian and English and Tibetan, all three. You must be speaking.
Yes. But I have another language. It's called China.
Chinese.
Oh, you know Chinese too? Gami? Gami ke hako? Ni shuo zhongguo hua? Ni shuo yi dian zhongguo hua?
Well, you know everything in China.
Me, yes. I speak Chinese too, yeah.
Yeah, you do. That's great. That's 4 languages then. Excellent. Excellent. 4 languages.
He's very good.
But Daddy, if you know,
yeah,
you speak almost in Japan.
Japanese too, yeah.
Urban hua? Ni shuo urban hua?
Okay.
Evam is going to be an intellectual. He's already interested in many languages.
Yeah,
how about Russian? Yeah, how about Russian?
Yeah,
you know some Russian? My Russian is no good. I have to learn Russian. I really have to learn. Yeah. It's such an important language. A bridge between Europe and Asia, is the Russia. That's the great bridge. Really. I have to learn Russian. Okay. So that's it. That's one you asked for me. So I talked too much.
There's another question for you, Professor.
Oh no, not another. Which one?
Oh, where is it? There is another question for you.
Where is that? No, there's no translation of this Nyingtik in English yet. But Genla has done many translations in short summaries, short pamphlets of different parts of the book. But the whole book as a whole, not yet. But we have to do. It's my fault. I didn't do it. I have to do it, but I can't do it without Genla's help. 6 knots. That's what I held up that book, The Brilliantly Illuminating Lamp.
Exactly. Yeah, 6 knots.
That's the 6 knots. Very much strongly taught there.
Yeah, 6 knots is the best explanation in that book. So, yeah, and there are many questions. I think maybe I can't answer
Yes,
many questions. Some people are asking again and again. So again, so then one thing is about 10 signs. 10 signs of when the Tummo yoga is working well. So first one is called the smoke, the sign of white smoke.
Oh yeah, that's in Kala Chakra, right? The Migju, Migju.
No, Tua.
In Kala Chakra, Dua, but in Guya Samaja, it's a Migyu.
Yeah, here we have first the Tua, the white.
Oh really? Oh cool. Okay, like Kala Chakra, that's the same as Kala Chakra.
Yeah, first we have the white smoke, and then we have Migju. Migju is the mirage.
Mirage, yeah.
Mirage, right. And then third is like sparkles, fire sparkles.
Yes, like a swarm of fireflies, and like then, swarming fireflies.
And then we have a butter lamp, like candle
flame, single candle flame.
And then the blue space.
No,
space, blue
white
sky,
space.
Sky. Experience
white. Moonlit space. So moonlit space, right? No?
And then, yes. And then like a shining object, like diamonds and jewels, gemstones, shining.
I see, lotus. Okay.
And then sun. Then moon. Yes, sun and moon. And then Drachen. Drachen is snakes. Vision of.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's it. Rahula. That's eclipse. Darkness.
The lights. Lightening or light circles.
Then that's clear light. Yes, lightning.
Yeah, those 10 signs. Okay.
Lotus.
So those 10 signs are. It might come during the Tummo practices.
Lotus.
That's the meaning of the energy is entering in the, the ordinary lung energy enters in the central channel. So then it not like everybody sees the same thing. It can be different. Sometimes maybe you guys meditating, you see the light sparkles or smokes, and then have a feeling of sun is arising or moon is in the sky, or seeing a giant like a Rahu or snake is coming and like this. So that's why, what do you say? It's interesting, in the Kundalini yoga, they always talk about the snake, awakening snake. Mm-hmm. But in the Tummo, we don't talk about the snake, but we know that the snake, snake is kind of like a vision of the central channel, okay? So once central channel is working with meditation, and then central channel can move like a snake, or the vision can come like a snake. But actually we don't talk like a snake of copra, in the chakra. And then, so, Yuthok always says it's very important to do the practices. And once we do the 7 days of this meditation of the Tummo, and then we have another 7 days of the dark retreat. So that's in our booklet already. So it's good. I just explained a little bit that one. So that part is called the training of the speech, training of the speech, or the training of the lung energy. Mm-hmm. So that's after when you completed the Tummo practice, okay? At least 7 days of Tummo practices. So then you are in a complete dark room. Mm-hmm. And so Munkang Shintu Nakpa, the Tibetan word, it means it's a complete dark. Mm-hmm. That's why it's not so easy to do at home. At home we can cover the windows and we can do this and that, but somehow to make a complete dark, it's to make complete dark is very difficult. So you must go to a professional dark room place, you know. I know in some Chinese Taoist, they do dark retreat. And then some also Tibetan centers, Nyingma centers and Gonpo centers, I think they have the dark rooms. So it's professionally designed, you know, the dark room. You know, you have to, the room, it have to be 100% dark. And then there must be a very good air circulation. So normally in Tibet, it's like a double wall, how do you say, the retreat room. There's a one wall externally and internally there is another wall. So double wall the room. And then through the walls, the air goes, you know, air circulates from the walls, but no light is coming in.
Right.
And also, you know, the place where you receive the food and drink and toilet and so on. That's why you really need a professional place if you want to do that dark retreat. I would say you guys should wait, you know, you focus on Tummo, okay? And so that's the dark retreat. And then the meditation itself, it's very easy. You know, you go in there and you need special, how do you say? We call it like a cushion. You know, this cushion is like made of wooden stool. Wooden stool. You know, you sit in this piece of, you sit on the piece of the wood, and then it's, you know, that makes easy for sit, is not completely crossed your legs. And then you do the breathing of Om Ahum. So in the dark, you can do the Tummo practice a little bit, you know, you retrain Tummo practice and, you know, work with your channels and all bliss and so on. So once you bring the channels back and Tummo is finished, then you stay in the Vajra Varahi state and you look up, and then the breathing. Inhalation is Om. The white Om comes in, and once the Om comes in your heart chakra, it's becoming a red light, like Ah, you know, Om. White Om, it reaches the heart chakra. Then mentally you have to say Ah, and you're holding the breath, and then exhalation is Hum, or Hum. If you say from nostrils, is Hum. If you say from mouth, is Hum.
Dark blue.
Yeah, Hum or Hum, it's up to you. I read some text, it says Nagarjuna style is M, Hum. It seems Nagarjuna had a big nose, you know, big nose. Hum. I think Tibetans, they have small nose, so they change it Hum to Hum, you know. So yeah, that's like Om. When you inhale, mentally you say Ah, and then blue light goes out. Then white light comes in, and then red light fills your heart chakra, and then blue light goes out. Then what goes, and this. But then you have to do lots of Bumbajen too. You know, this is your most main practice. So training the speech means training our speech with Om Ahum. To try to, the reason is to discover the true nature of our human breath, okay? True nature of our human breath and origination of the energy. Origination of the energy is the breath. But then breath, it's a mantra, Om Ahum. It has the sound, it has the color, you know, then of course it's connected with the 5 chakras, 5 elements, many things. But in this practice, we only focus on the Om Ahum. So that's it. And then, you know, when you feel tired doing Om Ahum, if you stay in the dark, actually first 2-3 days, you will sleep a lot, you know, because in the dark make us sleep. And you sleep, and when you wake up, you do that, and then Tummo practice, and then you have to do also lots of Pumbachen, you know, holding the Pumbachen, okay? Pumbachen, turning the belly. So turning the belly, somebody's asking, you know, why turning the belly is important anatomically. When we turn the belly, when we turn the belly, we are turning the small intestine. Small intestine is known as the second brain, you know, in the modern medical science, because there are neurons. And those neurons, they can release the happy hormones. So that's why if you turn the belly, so somehow it changes our mood and increases bliss and so on. So that's why if you guys read my Karma Mudra book, I was saying how do you say? The tile, you know, the drops, they are similar like the hormones, you know, they are like very close to the hormones. So that's one thing. Also, why Pumbhajan is very important, because first today I said this, you know, humans, we have 4 mental states, you know, our consciousness has 4 stages. First is a waking state, like now, and now our energy is in the belly, in the navel chakra. So second is deep sleep in the heart. The dreaming state is in the throat, and orgasm state is in the head and the base, right? That's why if we do Tummo, it's like we are kind of reshaping our energy and consciousness too. Reshaping, or we are controlling, you know. And let's say our mind is rigid, you know, our mind gets stuck with depression or problems like this. If we move like this, it's kind of like, how do you say? It can like unblock it. Yeah. So that's the practice. And then here it says, yeah, if you do this practice, Shiva Dordi, base. So, you know, it says many days until you see the lights and get signs. Normally it's 7 days. So when in the dark, what you see is when you are doing the breathing. So from Roma and the Changma means the 2 lateral lung goes inside, energy goes inside. Once these 2 lateral lung energy start to enter in the central channel, then we have the visions. Okay, it is the vision explanation. So somehow, normally these energies, they don't directly enter. You know, in the Tummo, they enter, they are just supporting the Tummo fire. But now with this breathing, it helps, you know, this 2 side of the karmic wind. We are called karmic, we call it karmic. They enter in the central channel, you know. Dualistic energy enters in the non-dual channel, and then they become non-dual state. Once they start to transforming in the non-dual state, then we have different visions. We have visions of the smoke, mirage, and the sun and the moon, the light sparkling, buttercup, and, you know, lightning and circles, and sometimes we can even see the animals. Okay. So then Yuthok setar kumbana umar shuni tambar charwa jondes. So Yuthok said in the beginning you see like different experiences, some lights, this and that. And then slowly it says you are experience becoming very stable, you know, will be stabilized, become very, very stable. And then with your eyes, or with your naked eyes, you see your inner yeshe, jhana. Do you understand? Like our enlightened energies can experience the directly. That's the meaning. So it is a really, really powerful practice, you know. So normally, of course, we talk about the practices and yoga and the signs and this and that. We don't talk much. But Yuthok is very precise about this. He said, if you do the practice, you must have the experiences. And then he says, what are the experiences, and this and this and that. And then he said, why? Actually, he's really right, you know. I think Yuthok is very, how do you say, his view is very down to earth, because he said, we always talk about the energies and divine energy and, you know, wisdoms and many things, the subtle body and these things. He said, without seeing it, we can't, maybe we don't believe much. But once you see it, once you experience it, then you're free from doubts. Then this is something real, it's not some created like
right.
So that's why I think this is very important. And then in generally, if you guys receive other traditions of Tummo, if you want, you can receive. But normally, if you receive many Tummo traditions, maybe you get confused, okay? And there are some Tummo practices. I know one from Tsongkhapa is very, very complicated. You should visualize the channels, like navel channels. And navel channels, there are 16 mantras. You have to visualize on the 16 mantras. If you don't see this, if mentally you cannot imagine all these 64 mantras, you are not allowed to increase the Tummo fire. So it's really, that kind of Tummo requires a lot of concentration.
Right.
Okay? Really, really. So that's why some Tummos are very elaborated, very, very complicated. Some Tummos are very simple, and some are like a direct. I think a Yuthok one is there is an elaboration. We have to visualize the empty body and chakras, channel, tile like this. But compared to other Tummos, it's quite simple and quite practical. Okay. And I think it's good to know that. So that's why if you compare really classical Tummos, many of them, they are very complicated. But then I was thinking the reason why, in Tibet, ancient time, the monks and nuns and the yogis, they had time, You have to do the Tummo for 3 months to 6 months. So then the training is a very, very powerful training. And if you do a retreat, 3 to 6 months of Tummo retreat, of course, you need many kinds of visualizations and so on, So, yeah. And then also we call it the Trupa Lagawi Kangsao. It means some people, they like this kind of elaborations, they like, right? It's like our home. Some people like to have so many things, so many statues, so many decorations. They just enjoy it and they're not confused. But some people, when we have too many things, we get confused. That's why we are more minimalism, okay? So that's why this Yuthok Tummo tradition is kind of minimalism. It means more the, how do you say, non-elaborated Tummo.
Yes.
Very, very practical. Then there are some, I know there are some other Tibetan teachers are teaching about the Tummo. Some teachers are saying, oh, the lineage is not important, the guru is not important, coming from which text is not important, blah, blah. These things I don't like, because then Tummo is used kind of like a new age tradition, And so we have a tradition, we have actually Tantra means the continuation of the knowledge, continuation of the blessing,
Right.
It's very important that we respect the lineage, we respect the blessing, and then we know our root, we are connected, to the Yuthok, to Medicine Buddha, Buddha Shakyamuni, all these enlightened great masters, It's not like, that's why sometimes I'm a little bit worried, because Tummo is becoming more, there's a Tai Chi Tummo, there's a Qigong Tummo.
Oh, really?
Some Tibetan, some Tibetan Tummos are, you don't need to know where it's coming from, and you don't need to know who's your teacher's teacher. And
I know.
So these things, I'm a little bit worried, because then I think the real authentic tradition, can be diluted, okay, or polluted.
Right.
Because Yuthok said, when we receive the teachings, traditions with the lineage masters, and from all this coming, he said it's like a pure milk, right? If I receive the pure milk, it's a pure milk. I offer you the pure milk. I don't sell the Chinese fake milk, I don't give you the contaminated milk, right?
Yes.
Similar way, if I bring the Yuthok's Tummo, from Himalaya, so I collect from the source, the original source of the Himalaya, the pure Himalayan water and I try to bring it here, I offer to you the real Himalayan fresh spring water. So for me, that matters, you know.
Yes.
You know, I can say, oh, you know, you can call it Himalayan water, but, you know, I can use some Italian water because it's the same water. Of course, theoretically, we can say many things. So that's why for me, to respect our lineage masters and to know that we have a root, it's very, very important. You know, spiritual practice is like a tree, right? Like a tree. Yes. And we can put many decorations, you know, the plastic leaves, plastic flower, plastic fruits, and you can say, oh, beautiful tree. You know, you can say, oh, yeah, it's a beautiful tree, but that's a fake tree. There's no root. Do you understand?
Yes.
So that's why when we say we have a lineage, it means we have a deep root. And this deep root reaches to the connected with Buddha and Padmasambhava and, you know, great enlightened masters. And that's why I think these things are very important. We call it a right view, you know, Yonten Tawa.
Yes.
So the right to have this kind of correct views are very important. Otherwise, you know, we, how do you say? Some people are telling me, oh, you teach Tummo like this and that. I said, if I pass the water, I want to pass the pure water. So that's why somebody criticizes me, oh, you are giving the water away. I don't mind because I'm sure my water is pure. That matters for me. That really matters for me.
Good.
And I think
agree.
That's why, yeah, that part is very, very important. Okay, so we respect the tradition and so on. And then especially we have this, the 5 stages of this Lamdrun, the luminous lamp of the 5 stages. This professor's work, it's really, really, really excellent, you know. But I'm saying this as a Tibetan.
All right, thank you.
I have learned so many traditions and I have met so many teachers. And this book is really, really considered the one of the best, you know, the really, really the top best.
It is amazing.
Yoga Tantra.
It's like a mantra thing, yes.
Exactly. It's the top book on the, how do you call it? The Tibetan yoga. So that's why please read that book and to understand. And we have professor, you can ask him questions. And so then, yeah, I mentioned about
this is
yeah, she's my
What's her name?
Ani Ngawang Gyaltsen.
Ani Ngawang Gyaltsen?
Yeah.
Gyaltsen, Ngawang Gyaltsen. Ani Ngawang Gyaltsen. That's wonderful. I have to write that down.
Okay. And she was the one.
So beautiful.
Yeah, my teacher, Ani Ngawang Gyaltsen. And she is the one who, I just tell you her story. She was arrested by a Chinese army during Cultural Revolution. She was in a cave, you know. Then they put her in a very strange room, prison room. So she was inside that room and she was meditating. And then she was meditating Tummo. Actually, she did 6 months of Tummo. And then the roof was dripping, you know. And then she said, oh, strange, this room, the roof was dripping. And then there more and more water coming. Then she knocked the door. And then the prison guard came. And then she said, oh, there's water coming. And she was kind of screaming. And then he opened the door. When she went out, the roof was collapsed. So actually, that was a torturing room, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Made of ice. Can you imagine? In Tibet, it's so cold. Freezing, and there's an ice room. It's a, you know, icy room, like a giant refrigerator. Oh. And then it seems they put people there, maybe next day they're dead, you know.
Yes.
So what she did is she melted down that the prison was collapsed.
That's amazing.
So that's why you see, if you have a Tummo, you know, we can transform even the difficulty moment. We can transform our bad energies, our bad emotions, you know.
I know.
We can transform the bad circumstances and so on. That's why Tummo, the inner divine fire, it's a really like a, how do you say, transformer.
Absolutely.
Like powerful engine. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, I think you talk about the younger was same time as Milarepa, no? About same time, I think.
Yeah, a little bit later.
A little later. But
Yeah.
Miller, when you go to Mount Kailash and you see even the summer in Mount Kailash, where you have snow blizzard in July, and you think of Milarepa living there naked, you nearly faint. It's it's incredible. And really, I'm sorry, but so she's like that. She's like a modern Milarepa. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's Jiao Suchi, sir. Jiao Suchi.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for.
Yes, Genla. So Genla. Anyway, in conclusion, Genla, thank you, your representative. I'm offering Kadak, Jiao Suchi. So I'm offering Kadak to Genla.
Thank
At
you.
the end, I can put the Kadak on the computer.
Thank you.
I put the Kadak on the computer. And thank you so much, Genla. And seriously, we must do another one in about a month, please. And I will write you and arrange, we will do this Ngag in the Sangak, Doji Deva, in the Ngag Sangagi, Lung Jongba, Lungi Jongba. This Nibate, and Ngag Yuginda. I'm going to try to translate, and I will send you and back and forth, and I will get your correction.
Thank you.
Okay, I will do that. And it's so awesome. And we have to transform also the medical system. This coronavirus is teaching us that we have to help. Tibetan medicine has to help the Western medical system. That's absolutely the case. No, there's no question. Has to help the medical system. I don't know how this is working.
Yeah, thank you.
That's the thing. So thank you very much, Genla. And thank you, everybody, and Sasha for translating into Russian. Any other translating going on? Anybody into German? Genla, we need a German translator in future.
Okay.
The Germans, they're very precise. They like the Yuthok's precision. Yuthok Yonten Gonpo's precision. Om. And again, Om Guru, Bhaja Guru, Guna Siddhi Hum.
Yes, yes.
But can you say Om Ah Bhaja Guru, Guna Siddhi Hum?
Yes, yes.
Om Ah Bhaja Guru, Guna Siddhi. So you have Om Ah Hum, all three. Om Ah. Somehow I want to say Om Ah Bhaja Guru, Guna Siddhi Hum. Om Ah.
We have also mantra which Om Ah Hum Vajra Guru Guna Siddhi Hum too.
Om Ah Hum Bhaja Guru, Guna Siddhi Hum. Okay, good. Okay, Turjiche.
Okay,
Genla Guna Siddhi Hum.
I think it was really good because
Genla Guna Siddhi Hum.
I just taught you the visualization part. So as you saw, the Yuthok's meditation is not so difficult. So you received the Tummo part.
Thank you.
And then the exercise, the Lujung or Tsalung part taught by Jampal Dorje.
Yes.
I'm sure everybody liked it. He's very professional.
Yes.
And so I think that part also really, really, we're lucky. And then we have professor, So backing up all our, how do you call it? Anuttara Yoga Tantra.
Yes.
And the knowledge and, Buddhist, the key philosophies. And so thank you so much. Thank you.
Anuttara again, I call unexcelled. Unexcelled. Or unsurpassed. I don't like calling highest. I call it unexcelled, anuttara. You can't go past it. That means can't go beyond it. It's not higher though. It's right in your own heart, but you can't go away from it. Unexcelled. That's anuttara. Lana mepa.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. See you soon. The group, I think it's good. You guys might have questions and these things.
Yes.
So try to make a group with James Bae, okay? Jampal Dorje.
Okay.
And then I will talk with him. Yeah.
Yes,
I know mostly. Hi, James. I know mostly they
James there? Oh, hi, James.
Yeah,
yes, James, we like to help. Tibet House like to help you keep the group going. If you like to do that, we will have to discuss. Okay? We really, if you're able to do that, we really want to do that. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank
Mostly
you.
people need help with exercises and so on. So in future also we will have all the 18 tulkus, you know. This
Okay.
time you are teaching 8 of them, yeah? Yeah, this time you guys learn the 8 of them. That's the base. And then in future, you know, James
So
can
the
guide.
18 chokos, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
18. That's a complete
Yes.
tulk. Okay, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you.
This archive video was brought to you in part through the generous support of the Tibet House US Menla membership community and viewers like you. To learn more about Tibet House US, please visit our website at tibethouse.us.